Hiya.
She's already First Minister of Scotland. In a few weeks, will she be deciding who will be Prime Minister of the UK? Nicola Sturgeon and the SNP could win enough seats to block David Cameron or install Ed Miliband. She said this election isn't about independence, but in last night's TV debate, she was asked about a second referendum.
So no referendum after the 7th of May?
Not after the Westminster general election. That's not what this election is about.
Not after 2016?
Well, that's another matter. We'll write that manifesto when we get there.
So a question for her today: are people voting SNP in effect voting for another referendum?
For there to be another referendum, firstly there would have to be evidence of a change of circumstances and a change of public opinion, and then it would have to be in a manifesto that people would have to vote for.
But it's a clear possibility from what you were saying last night that you could reintroduce it.
I'm not planning another referendum at this stage. I'm focusing in this election.
Rule it out.
I'm not planning another referendum. What I'm focusing on in this election is making sure that Scotland has a loud voice at Westminster.
A typical recent poll put the SNP on 46% compared to Labour on 29%, the Conservatives on 16% and the Liberal Democrats on just 3%. On that kind of showing, the SNP could expect to take over 40 of Scotland's 59 seats. Jim Murphy is Labour leader in Scotland, trying to turn back the tide.
I really enjoyed last night's debate. It gave us a chance to talk about Labour's plans for a higher minimum wage, for the abolition of exploitative zero-hours contracts, for abolishing the bedroom tax and getting rid of Tory austerity that's crushing so many people.
Also in last night's debate, we saw the Conservative and Liberal Democrat leaders in Scotland. Tonight's debate is in Aberdeen, an oil-rich city now hitting harder times. So what's driving their votes here?
It was independence initially, but now I'm looking towards trying to build a better Scotland with what we have, and I think the SNP have a clearer voice on what that should be.
I think I've lost a lot of faith in Labour Party recently.
Why?
I just don't really believe the promises they give. I don't really feel like they fulfil.
We've decided, I think, to vote Labour.
Okay, why is that?
Because we certainly don't want the other party in.
Last year, Scots voted to stay in the UK. In less than a month, they could decide who runs the country.